Welcome, viewers. Yet another day with you. My name still remains Oby Udeze, your regular host. It is my pleasure talking to you today. Today, from this book, Formed in the Thought of Man, we'll be looking at another powerful topic titled, Man Lives for His Thoughts. The thought of Jesus is Christ. In fact, Jesus was born Christ, and it made him live for the thought of Christ. The life of Jesus was packaged in the thought of Christ. All men must live for their thoughts. Living for your thought is the only destiny men have here on earth. Living for our thoughts makes it possible for us to meet God. Those who live for their thoughts find it difficult to live another life outside the thought of their lives. It is wonderful living for your thought because it gives you the direction you need in life. When the thought of man is lived, it preserves the man and everything that concerns the man. Any man who lives for his thought automatically preserves the eternal destiny of his life. Every man was born with his thoughts, and it is the only thought that is qualified to take our lives. Any attempt to live outside our born thought will result in the catastrophe of destiny, which, if care is not taken, will destroy the life of whoever that dares it. Inasmuch as your thought is yours, you cannot choose it because you were born with your thought. It is that thought you were born with, you are not meant to choose, that represents you before God. It is from this thought that God will moderate and influence our physical thoughts. This thought is the best self of a man that God would depend on to protect the man. This type of thoughts does not give us liberty to think what we want to think, learn what we want to learn. That is why it is a kind of moderation to the totality of our whole lives. What this thought does when discovered and lived speak loud in our day-to-day activities. This thought chose us because it is the visionary personality in every man that ever lived. We need to do everything humanly possible to protect this thought that chose us, because Satan targets it in order to destroy it by mangling it for the purpose of killing man. There is a need to fellowship with our thoughts. It is in fellowshipping with our thoughts that we establish a platform of relationship between us and our Maker, God. Fellowshipping with our thoughts makes us meet God, because God can only dwell in our thoughts. If we cannot end in the life of anyone who consciously or unconsciously separates himself from his thoughts, fellowshipping with our thoughts enables us to fulfill the very purpose of our lives. It is evil to live without fellowshipping with our thoughts. Those who do not fellowship with their thoughts are depleted already. A depleted man is disconnected from his thoughts. That is, he is not in charge of his life. Of what benefit it is to live here on earth without unbreakable fellowship with our thoughts. It was the unbreakable fellowship of Jesus with the thought of Christ that made him fulfill the controversial messianism of the suffering servant. Let us always fellowship with our thoughts so as to fulfill purpose. Wow, we have come to the end of today's episode from this book of mine, Formed in the Thought of Man. I will see you same time next week. Love you plenty from my heart. Bye.